Coming up on Mountain News this morning, he says he just wanted to protect his friend. Now a Laurel County man is behind bars. Plus, today is a crucial day for miners who are camped out on the tracks in Cumberland. We will explain why. Meanwhile, a concert to benefit the miners this week is postponed.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. It is 6:30 on Friday, August the 23rd. I'm Will Puckett. Thank you for tuning in to Mountain News this morning. If you're stepping out your door, you might get slapped in the face a little bit by the humidity, but Brandon promises it will not be that bad all day. Brandon, good morning.
Good morning. And listen, my luck this week, it'll probably try to spite me. Mother Nature probably try to spite me. But it's okay. I think we're going to see that cold front go through today. It's going to knock that humidity and the temperatures down a lot, too, as we go through the afternoon and evening hours. Let's take a look and see what's going on right now. Satellite radar loop for the last 6 hours. Lots of rain overnight, so good sleeping weather if you were in the bed there across the region earlier this morning. But if you were up and about, you heard the rain on your rooftop or across the region, but some just hanging out there near the Rowan and Morgan County line. That's basically the game in town we have right now, but more is coming from the west. Visibility pretty rough out to the west and to the north there. We're going to continue to see some dense fog across the area, so just be aware of that. Temperatures not moved much from when we started the newscast. Upper 60s and low 70s across the board. Forecast for today, 79. Potentially a little bit warmer in some spots. Chances for showers and storms continue in scattered form, and we could see that trend start to diminish as we head toward the nighttime hours. I'll take a look at your weekend forecast and take a look at that high school football forecast in a little bit. Will?
All righty, Brandon. A lot of people are going to be wondering what's it like on this first Friday night of the football season. Thanks. Well, he says he just wanted to protect his friend, but now a Laurel County teen is behind bars. This is Christopher Vickers. He faces a second-degree assault charge. Vickers is accused of hitting a man in the back of the head with a piece of wood during a fight. During an interview with WYMT's Hannah Reynolds, an emotional Vickers apologized.
Police say Wednesday they were called to a fight on Douglas Boulevard that possibly involved a baseball bat.
We learned that apparently two people had been in a verbal argument that turned into a fight, and that a third person intervened with some type of a spindle. Police say that third person was Christopher Luke Vickers. Vickers is accused of hitting one of the men on the back of the head. Police say it caused about a 4-inch deep cut to the victim. We talked to Vickers at the Laurel County Jail, where he claimed he acted in defense of his friend, as he felt the man was going to, quote, kill his buddy. End quote.
I was worried for my family most of all, but my friend too, because he had my friend held down. I didn't want nobody to get hurt. I wouldn't hurt a flea. Vickers says he grabbed the piece of wood off his own porch down the road just to try and break up the fight, but never intended to hurt the man the way he did. He says he hopes that person can forgive him. I'd like for him to know that I'm very sorry. And I didn't mean anything by it.
Vickers was charged with second-degree assault. In Laurel County, Hannah Reynolds, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, police say the injuries to the man were deep enough that he went to a nearby hospital to get stitches. A man first attempt arrested in a prowling case now faces a long list of additional charges. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office first arrested Marlo Baker in May. They say he was looking in windows at a home that was not his. During the arrest in May, deputies say he ran off. A grand jury indicted Baker, and Wednesday, deputies went looking for him again. They say he ran away but was caught after a short foot chase. Baker's charges include trespassing and assaulting a police officer. Two people are behind bars after officials say they abused a young child. Dana Casey and Dylan Woods are facing charges. Woods is facing an assault charge and Casey a criminal abuse charge for an incident that happened in September of last year. Court records say Casey intentionally placed a child in a situation that caused him to be in danger. Officials say the child was severely beaten. Woods and Casey were taken to the Laurel County Detention Center. A man in Knox County is facing several charges after police say they found several drugs, guns, and money inside of his home. Deputies searched the home of 53-year-old Ernie Hammonds of DeWitt. Deputies say they found oxycodone tablets, hydrocodone tablets, Xanax tablets, gabapentin tablets, Suboxone tablets, and strips, and 1 pound of marijuana. They also found an AK-47 assault rifle, a handgun, and more than $29,000 in cash. Hammonds is facing several trafficking in a controlled substance charges. He was taken to the Knox County Detention Center. Suicide is the 10th leading cause of death in the state of Kentucky. On average, one person takes their own life every 11 hours in the state. The Suicide Prevention Hotline is in the process of securing a 3-digit number similar to 911, giving those struggling faster access to help. WYMT's Lacey Roberts talked with a Floyd County mother of a suicide victim and how this number might have saved her son's life.
It's been almost 2 years since Andrea Hurley lost her son to suicide.
I miss him.
Still searching for a reason why.
No, I never had any idea. I knew that he was stressed out, and I wondered why he stayed distant.
Cole knew his mother was suicidal as a teenager, and on that day, he said something she would soon understand.
And he said to me, just before he left home, that he thought that he was more like me than he originally thought that he was.
Not knowing he meant his mental health.
I don't know why it took me so long to remember that he said that, but to me, that was his last-ditch effort to ask for help without asking.
According to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, in 2017, the same year Cole died, more than 1 million people attempted suicide. Hurley says being completely unaware that suicide was a worldwide problem, she never knew her son could be at risk.
It's terrifying that we don't recognize it as a society, that we don't know what to do about it. Things have to change.
Starting with this 3-digit number. While society is drawn to technology at their fingertips, taking out the extra steps, Hurley says, may help.
They shouldn't have to go through that many channels. I want people to be able to know automatically if they're afraid that their loved one is at risk, or if they need somebody to talk to themselves, that they just call.
Until then, Hurley uses his passion through the Cole Initiative, a foundation in her son's name to bring awareness to mental health that leads to suicide.
Do I believe that there is a greater chance that he would have if it was in his mind at the last second and he didn't have to ask somebody for help to get that access to that person? It's as simple as 911. It just makes sense.
A call that could save lives in a split second. In Pikeville, Lacey Roberts, WYMT Mountain News.
Now the Federal Communications Commission, or FCC, is behind the plan to move forward with the 3-digit number. That dialing code is most likely to be 988 to reach the National Suicide Prevention's Lifeline, which is currently 1-800-273-8255. Today is a crucial day for miners who are camped out on the tracks in Cumberland after an emergency motion was filed by the company begging for the court to allow them to move the coal. This was in response to the government's request to not allow the coal to leave until all former Black Jewel employees were all paid. Miners and their families say they are nervous about today's hearing.
It's not an easy thing, but whatever it takes for these coal miners to get their money, we'll stay to the end.
The court hearing will begin at 10 in the morning in Charleston, West Virginia. Meanwhile, a concert to benefit the miners this week is postponed. Organizers say the concert will now take place on October 13th. Musicians planning to play at the Mountain Arts Center that day include Nick Jamerson and the Laid Back Picker. Yesterday, several state health organizations are promising to help schools implement a new tobacco-free law. The initiative will provide schools to help schools create a tobacco-free environment, help tools to help schools prevent tobacco-free environment. About 129 school districts in the state are currently tobacco-free. Hillary Thornton breaks down the details.
Well, before this became state law, there were already more than 70 school districts practicing tobacco-free policies. Now, several groups are coming together to help other districts throughout the state implement those policies.
It's something that we believe in very vigorously.
That is why Franklin County schools have been tobacco-free for nearly a decade, implementing the policies back in 2011 before the recent surge of e-cigarettes and other vaping products. New state law requiring that all districts go tobacco-free, including those in the ban.
It is not some harmless device, and we have to educate our kids effectively about that.
Poisons.
Ben Chandler, president of the Foundation for a Healthy Kentucky, announcing a new program to help schools with implementation of the new law, providing signs and other tools at no cost to the districts. These policies in effect at all times in all places, including under the Friday night lights.
It's a challenge. There's no question it's a challenge. I mean, you go to a football game and there's several thousand people there, and you have some law enforcement there, you have administrators there from the school, and you can't see every person every second that they're on property. But if you do see something, you have to just go respectfully and let the individual know about our policy and the fact that we're trying to set good examples for our children.
So far, about 130 districts are in compliance, the law calling for all schools to do so by the 2020-2021 school year. In Frankfort, Hillary Thornton, WYMT Mountain News.
The new law also prohibits tobacco use by school officials on field trips where students are present.
Rain is gone for the time being, for the most part. A couple of showers up to our north, but for the most part, we're going to see more start to develop in as we head through the daytime hours. We take a look at visibility, and you see it's still rough across most of the area, so slow down, use those. There you go, and be careful. Give yourself plenty of time to get where you're going. Temperatures across the board, upper 60s and low 70s. There's been basically no movement since the beginning of the newscast, but still this morning, some spots are 5 degrees cooler, other spots just a little bit warmer than they were yesterday. So again, it's going to be one of those days where we have to continue to watch the forecast. Out the door forecast, we are going to see temperatures climb into the upper 70s today. Chances for showers and storms continue. As we look ahead to the weekend, drier conditions and temperatures that won't be too bad. And the humidity levels will also go down as well.
Just what we're looking for, Brandon. Thank you. Well, we'll have stories trending on WYMT.com next. Thank you for joining us right here on Mountain News this morning. Still to come, you will never believe what grocery store stalkers found in their shipment of bananas. Plus, we will check on gas prices around the nation and here in the mountains and how things are about to change.